So I finally dove into my real estate pre-licensing course, and as a Russian, all these terms honestly sounded like total gibberish to me. I was like, there is no way I'm memorizing this. So I decided to turn it into a simple story. Once upon a time, there was a man. He was walking along a beautiful lake, and as he walked, he noticed a small stream running through a piece of land. He stopped, looked around, and said, "May my home be here." And then he wondered, but what is land really? And land is not just the ground you see, it is everything on the surface, everything below the surface, and everything above it, from the center of the earth all the way up to the sky. So the man decided to build a house, and now he had his land and his home. And together, this is called real estate, which means land and everything attached to it. It is also called real property because it includes not only the land and the house, but also the rights he has to it. And now he has something called the bundle of rights. That means he has the right of possession, which means the right to own the property, the right of control, which means he can use it the way he wants, the right of exclusion, which means he can keep others out, the right of quiet enjoyment, which means he can live there without being disturbed, and the right of disposition, which means he can sell it, rent it, or give it to someone else. And because his land touches a lake and also has a stream running through it, he has water rights. He has literal rights, which means the right to use the water next to a lake, and riparian rights, which means the right to use water from a river or a stream. Then he brings his belongings, like a couch, a table, and a TV, and these are called personal property because they are things he can move. Then he installs a ceiling fan because it was a personal property, but now it is attached to the house, so it becomes a fixture, something that is part of the property. And this change is called annexation, when personal property becomes real property. Then he plants an apple tree. This is a perennial, which means a plant that grows for many years, and it is also called fructus naturalis, and it becomes part of the real property. But if he planted vegetables, those would be called emblements, which are crops that grow for just one season, and those are considered personal property. Then he builds a sauna, and this is called an improvement because it is made by a person and it increases the value of the land. But then something unexpected happens. After many days of heavy rain, the lake begins to rise and part of his land slowly disappears. This is called erosion, which means the gradual loss of land caused by water. But water can also give land. If land is slowly added, this is called accretion. And if something happens suddenly, like after a big storm when the river suddenly changes its course and takes a large piece of land with it, this is called avulsion. And even though the land moves, ownership does not change. And if the water slowly goes away and more land becomes visible, this is called a reliction. While building the sauna, he digs into the ground and suddenly finds oil. This is part of his subsurface rights, which means the rights below the land. He sells those rights to a company, so later he cannot sell the oil because it no longer belongs to him. He also has surface rights, which means the right to use the land itself, and air rights, which means the space above the land. Over time, the land near the lake becomes more expensive because there is only a limited amount of land. This is called scarcity. And people want to live there because it is a good place, and this is called situs, which means the value of location. And when the city builds a park nearby, the value of the property goes up, and this is called modification. But he also realizes that real estate cannot be sold quickly, and this is called illiquidity. And finally, one day, he decides to sell his property. He sells the land, the house, the improvements, and all the fixtures, and he does it using a deed. But right before selling, he looks at his ceiling fan and says, this one is special. I want to take it with me. So he removes it. And before it was a fixture, part of the property, but now it becomes personal property again. And this is called severance. And that's when we understand that real estate is not just a house. It is land, rights, and everything connected to it. And honestly, I think now I finally understand what all of this means. Phew, I really hope this made it easier for you too. Follow along my real estate journey. We're learning this together.